guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today's occasion I will be explaining you some of my most recent photos. Now, the other video was so bad, I decided to re-record it. This is the first photo. As you can see, there is my sister laying down on her bed. Now, the main detail here is that photo is quite greenish tinted, like it means it's more inclinated towards the green rather than magenta, as well as the color temperature. It's a little bit more going for the warm tones. The skin is a little bit yellowish, like the shadows as well, perhaps. I don't know. The stuff right behind her is her room. It's painted, pretty nice paint if you ask me. My room on the other side is all white and it looks like a hospital. I believe a trend. Anyways, there are some stickers, toys and stuff, really curious things. She looks quite annoyed. That's because, Nevenka. Anyway, let's add the color grade. Now, I think you have just realized the image is already a little bit overexposed, but still, it's almost unnoticeable. The skin tones, I tried to make the skin tones as natural as possible. I did this by masking, so you can see Nevenka's face and arms with quite natural tones, if you ask me. I also some of the hues you see on the background. Now let's go to the next photo. Now she is Wanda. Now she's about 4 months old. I mean, yeah, perhaps more, 7 months. So she was lost like 2 weeks. Then she appeared out of nowhere. The gas station. Now I did use a CD on the flash photo, but it was homemade, so it isn't as good. And I could indeed make some contrast between Wanda and the background being quite cool and the foreground being a little bit more warm. Now with the color grade, I didn't use the Gamma Plus, which makes her pop up. Maybe it makes it look a little bit more natural, non-professional, perhaps. But homemade, like as if it was taken on the 2000s by a random family summer day. Perhaps she looks pretty good here. One of her best photos. Now there is my sister Nevenka once again. As you can see, she's pretty hard to work with since her expression isn't of comfort but rather hidden desperation. Anyways, I took this picture with a high aperture and a little bit underexposed for humans, so we can see more details on the back, of course, the objects, and a little bit less on the foreground. Disregarding humans. Now we activate the color grade. You can see it looks more like highly contrasty, pretty much desaturated, which I really love. It's one of my favorite film looks. I could consider it as my trademark when talking about me as a filmmaker. You can see the deep blues on the water, and the guests are non-watchable, perhaps. Maybe you can't see them, basically. But that's good because it adds mystery and suspense and a highly entertaining noir mood. Anyways, let's go to my next photo. Now, this is a quite similar picture. Same subject, Nevenka, same background, but I took this one with a 35 millimeter lens, so I didn't have to deal with wide-angle lens aberrations, and because it's much easier to compose with, photos, if well taken, look just amazing. I think this one isn't as epic as the one I showed you before. Anyways, you can see some guys on the trees. They look normal, as if it was a video. quality now. Yeah, the color grade, it's basically the same still, no changes. So it looks quite similar, but still it adds suspense. Those guys on the middle left corner, it looks good to me. Pretty noir if you ask me. Now let's go to the next picture. This one is, at least my view, extremely epic. It is one of my best, if not the best, flash photo I ever took. Now, even on its raw form, it looks epic. You can see the backlight, back rim, I think it's called, on her right side. You can see the flash lighting her face, her neck, mostly her neck, converting her and her back part. The hair, of course, the main subjects, as if it were the subjects on the very same photo. In addition to the colorful background we see on the right corner, right middle corner, it has this practical light flash coming out of my camera and the motivated light being the same flash. But it looks so cool. It only was one light, you know. Now you will fade out just by seeing it with the color grade that's added. Of course, as before, I try making it look 2090s vintage like. The rich colors, high yet soft contrast, and skin. You can see the texture. The halation is not that noticeable, but the film blur is definitely worth noticing it. Pretty good photo. But I think I had some better photo. But it's because other factors I'll explain you someday. Anyways, let's go to the next photo. This one is quite boring actually, because you know it has bluish tones on the foreground and the back is just way too warm, and actual filmmakers know that's an error. Your subject or front must always be warmer than your background. That's a basic rule. That's why it looks so unnatural, rare, and feeling quite off if you asked anyone. The texture doesn't help as well. The white wall on the middle to the right corner and the other white wall on background. It's right there. It's like a little square. It's like a little square, but you can still see it. The sky is good because I use a pretty big aperture, about f22, but you know, it still looks quite unnatural. Even with color grading, it's still unsolvable. The wall issue, since it doesn't have any texture, pattern, color, it's just white, and distracts the viewer and makes the photo lose its immersion. Now for the final photo, this one could have been a little bit better, but you know, I think my sister is a little bit of a Hippocratic person. She says she resists everything. She has many male friends, more than female pals. Describes herself as quite thought, and so her personality traits that you will expect to be real, since she says so much confidence. But you know, this one time she really pissed me off. She was like, oh, the sun, I can. And you can see that on her face. I was just trying to like her better, so the photo wasn't bad lighted. I mean, consumers want good photos, yet at the same time they don't want to get hit by the sun. Buddy, how do you think photography works? That will magically make your face look pretty. Man, it's not about the camera, it's about the experience and scheme used on the photo. Don't be stupid, come on. Anyways, enough rage baiting for today. With the color grading, looks much better, though it isn't perfect regarding if we take into account the composition and the face position, because she must be looking almost directly to the viewer, showing at least 70% of her face, including the chicks. And of course, it's always the bank being the hardest person to work with. Anyways, by the way, that was rage baiting as well. Don't take it too seriously. I don't hate my sister. I love her very much. Anyways, guys, that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing these photos and try to sleep as well. Thank you very much. See you guys on the next video. Bye.